Good morning, everybody. It is Amy and Jamie here with I'm having coffee today. What about you, Amy?
Coffee. Yes.
There was like a month or so period there where I kind of went through this no coffee tasted good thing. I don't know. So I tried out some different teas and I actually have some matcha. That's the
I don't
powder.
even know what that is.
It's a healthier version, I guess, in a lot of different ways, and it's less caffeine, but
Mm.
it's like a powder. So when I add some cream to it, it actually kind of gives me the feeling of coffee. Like it's a consistency more of coffee than it is tea, right? It's like a little thicker. So yeah.
I'm gonna
Or
write that down, Jamie. Got my notebook right
well,
here.
it's kind of I need to have mine too. It's kind of an acquired taste because it's very earthy.
Okay. Is it Matcha?
Match, like a match,
Oh,
and then yeah, a matcha instead of
oh,
matcha.
okay. There's
Matcha.
a
Matcha.
tea in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a tea in the coffee.
Yeah. Hey, I see Adrian and Nilda popping on. So we were just discussing whether we were having coffee. And have you ordered your mug yet, Amy?
You know what? I knew you were going to ask me today. No, I didn't, but I'm going to do that. That's on my to-do list. It's been on there, but
There you
I
go.
actually had to place an order for my father on Amazon, and I thought, okay, as soon as I'm done with ordering Dad's books, I'm going to go to Etsy and get my coffee mug because
And
I
then you got
know,
distracted, right?
yeah. And then the
Off to
dog had to
something else.
go out.
Yeah. Yeah. I've learned that I need to take my notebook upstairs with me when I get a shower because that's always when things come to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've started using the notepad on my phone so that I can like
Oh my
jot
gosh,
things in.
Jamie, I just thought of like an awesome idea. You totally should create how to take notes in the shower because if you can figure that out, I mean, that's going to change the world, really. We get so many ideas. I do too in the
I
shower.
bet that there's something like that. There's
I'm
some
going to
kind of note
search it.
taking. Okay.
My
Stay
husband,
tuned. Amy's going to
he's
figure it
like,
out.
I don't know about your hubby, but my hubby's always like, "Oh, I'm gonna invent this," and he's been like that his whole life, right? And I'm like, "Why don't you Google it first?" And then every time it's like, "Oh, there it
Yep.
is.
Somebody
Somebody
already
has
did it.
it."
Yeah.
So maybe we can find it.
Yeah. So I see a few more people popping on, and I do not know who Wild Child Mercantile is. Do you know who that is, Amy?
I don't know, but good morning, wild child,
I love the name because
Adrian.
it like stands out. So if you could put your name with a comment, that would be awesome. Just so I don't know, we could just address you as Wild Child, and that's kind of fun too. But yeah,
I
Adrian says
might
her
want to
notepad.
adopt that for a nickname. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fun. Lois, hey there, Lois. So, oh, that's so much fun. Well, hey, we are here today to talk about, I would say, one of the questions that a lot of people ask me the most about, and it is about your following because Amy and I both have a business page, and we always get questions about because we both coach and mentor other businesses, like how do we grow our following? So we thought we should share. Would share, should share. That's hard to say without taking a drink of coffee.
Say that 10 times fast.
We thought we would share some top tips, some things that we've learned, some things that we do, maybe even some things that we don't do to grow our following. And oh, I see Madeline popping on. Oh, Jeannie Taylor recommended. So, oh, I think that I have Jeannie Taylor. Yes, she's commented on some of my stuff. So, oh, very good.
That's
Well, we
great.
love and I'll just consider that tip number one. One way to grow your following is from referrals. If
Mhm.
you're providing value on your business page enough that somebody would refer you, I mean, that's like the best compliment ever, right? Because you have something that you feel like, somebody else is going to refer you to be able to watch or go listen to, or, and that attracts more new people too. And I don't know about you, Amy, but I would prefer to have those types of followers. How about you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Because they're not just like anyone out there floating around searching for this and that. They're more like, it's a, hey, I know you're into this, so maybe you should check this out. This would be important. So yes, a referral is like super duper
Yeah.
awesome. I
So
mean, it's really,
if somebody wants to put these in the comments, like tip number 1, referral, and have those in there, then that way you could always come back to this video and like see the list of all the different tips in there. So if somebody kind of wants to do that in the chat, that would be awesome. Oh, I see Madeline. Well, is it Madeline or is it Madeline?
Madeline. Yeah.
Okay. So not
she's
a
an
long I.
amazing artist. She's one of my creative warriors.
That's
And
what I was thinking. So, and I don't know
recently
that
did
I've
a
ever asked
coaching-
her.
Yeah, we just recently did a coaching call. She's doing some great things with her art, and I'm so happy for her.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
do what Jamie said. Like somebody put it in the chat. Oh, thank you.
Yep, we got Nilda. She put referrals. Yeah.
Or you can write it down.
And
Either
Amy's
way.
taking some notes.
Yeah. Hello,
So-
Janet.
Oh, we have another. So we have a Lois Gray, we have a Janet Gray, and then we have a Jeannie Taylor. So we have lots of T last names. So yeah, so I think that really that is one of the biggest ways that I've grown my following is referrals from other people who say, hey, Jamie has this video about, you should go watch it. Whatever it is, it's something where they've found value, and whether that's on my page or in a group, which a couple of weeks ago we talked about groups and pages, a couple months ago, whenever that was. And I'd say that's probably a good portion of my following on my business page is from referrals. So
yeah.
And I would say, do you think this is true? Those are probably the ones who engage more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Amy and I were talking a little bit about this. Hey there, Shelly. Oh, Janet says that she's having coffee like us. So I have coffee with my cream, right? It's not half and half, but I do take a little frother and I froth up my cream. So I don't use very much cream, but it ends up taking up, a good portion of so it kind of feels like fancy coffee.
Yes.
So,
Oh, I love that. I use mine once in a while as well. And yes, it totally is fancy. I made
not to get off on
for
a coffee topic, but there for a while, I would put coconut oil in my coffee and I would froth that because coconut oil has a lot of benefits and it will keep you, what's the word, like satiated, right? It'll give you that feeling of, so a lot of people do what's called bulletproof coffee. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So there's different versions of it. I just use coconut oil and it gives you kind of this burst of like energy. It makes you, feel full. And I kind of got like that frothiness. So sometimes if I want to cut out the cream as much, I'll use the coconut oil and like froth that a little bit. And then I can kind of get that same. So
I wrote that tip down too, Jamie.
There you go. Bulletproof coffee. You can do MCT oil, which I don't remember whatever that stands for, but it's kind of just like a liquid version of coconut oil. So, yeah.
Well, my husband, oh my gosh, I got so many amazing birthday wishes and surprise gifts that were sent to me. But my husband, everybody who follows me knows I'm the world's worst cook. So I don't really do any cooking.
I didn't realize that.
I spend a lot of money at Dunkin' Donuts, like getting my frozen coffee and this, that. And I'm like, and he heard me mention that I need to get one of those ninjas so I can make my own frozen coffees. And I was like, so anyway, he got me one for my birthday. And even though I'm not a cook, it's easy. You just throw in some berries and this and that. And you just reminded me because my daughter had bought me some coconut. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, but I can have the coconut, anything coconut. So she got me the coconut milk.
Oh, yeah.
And so, all the fat from the coconut, which is, good fat, floats to the top. And then the coconut water falls to the bottom. Anyway, so I made like a strawberry smoothie with some ice in my Ninja, some frozen strawberries, and a little scoop of that coconut fat and coconut water. Oh my goodness, that was
It was like a treat.
so good. It was so yummy. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I'm proud of myself. I can make something now.
Jeannie says that she uses Ready Whip in her coffee, and I have not only used whipped cream, but I've used ice cream in my coffee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see Diana popping on. Okay. Nilda's asking more tips because we got on a coffee little tangent. She said that she also grows her following of people who have liked her reels. So that is definitely, and I'll add to that, whatever kind of content you create, if somebody reacts to that content, then you can invite them. If you create it from your business page, you can invite them to like your page. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's awesome. So there's tip number 2 right there for you, that you can invite to like from your content. So Amy and I were talking a little bit about beforehand, and I said, I was the one who thought of this topic about top tips to grow your following. And then I told Amy beforehand, I said, I don't think we should grow a following. And Amy said, what? I thought that's what we were talking about today. I'm kind of confused. And I said, yeah, I don't think we should grow a following. I don't think that's what we're doing. I don't think either one of us, that's what we're doing, is growing a following. And so we chatted about that a little bit. So I am just curious in the comments if you feel like you need to grow a following. Like if that is what you feel like, if you own a business or you're thinking even about, starting a business and having a business page here on Facebook, is that what you think the goal is? Do you feel like the goal is to grow a following? Hey, I see Stephanie. She said she's having coffee too. So I think my coffee mug is 2 cups of coffee.
I think so.
Yeah. It's a good size mug. And it has a really nice handle that I can put my whole hand in there. So.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Diana says that she does get peeps from her reels. So I love she uses peeps. So Shelly says she needs to learn how to make reels. So Shelly, I have a little training inside of the Creative Business Owner Basics. If you go to the featured tab, you can see that. So Diana says, is this a trick question?
I'm cracking up with Diana's comment. Yeah.
She must be like awake. She's like on it this morning with her. Yeah. So here Nilda says, it means more for the ones that already love your stuff to want to see more of it. That is absolutely true. So Stephanie says she has a very large cup. So, listen to Janet's answer. The goal is to make money, but having a larger following gets you in front of more people to grow relationships with. That is an awesome answer there, Janet. So Jeannie says she wants to engage people. So Jeannie, I have a membership called Engagement Made Easy. So you could ask me about that.
Yeah.
So, oh, I like this. Madeline says it's exciting to get new followers. It's important to enjoy the journey. I love that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be fun. And I think that you should find more ways to celebrate, enjoy, make it fun, just just enjoy it. Yeah. So we were talking, it is a little bit of a trick question, but not really, because two things. I don't think that we're trying to grow a following. I am trying to grow a community. And the difference is about the relationships, like Janet mentioned. It's about the connecting. It's about the engaging. You have probably seen, and this is because social media shows how many followers someone has. And the perception is the more followers that you have, the more successful. And, for the most part, success equals money. That's what a lot of people equate success to. And that's not true. That is a lie. I have seen and know stories of and met people who have very small followings and have been what they consider successful. And I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there. I would say if somebody's making six figures, that's considered success by way of financial, successful metrics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of curious, and I see some other people. Shelly says it's all about community. I love that. And Janet was saying know, like, and trust. Yeah.
Yep.
Your followers may not know you. They may not really like you. And if they don't really follow you and like watch and engage, and you haven't built a relationship with them and you aren't interested in them, they aren't going to trust you. They may have their own reasons for following you that have nothing to do with that they want to know you and like you, right? So
I'm loving reading the comments.
I'm trying to pull some of them up because they're really good. Oh, Sherry's going to do a giveaway. Sherry, that's an awesome thing. And I think that that's a great way to show that you are interested, that you appreciate your followers by doing something for them and doing a giveaway. So I always celebrate milestones in my business because I know that they're due to my followers, my community, the people that have shown an interest in. So, yeah. Let's see. Nilda says, sometimes it's hard grinding, trying to get more and more. Stop trying to do that then. Stop trying to do that. I would do what I love and share regardless. I know that that's your heart to do that, Nilda. Yeah, I think that if you have the mindset that you just need to do more and more. I am in the middle of a 3-day workshop right now, and he says that you're successful when you work less and make more.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Yes.
Cheers to that.
So sometimes continuing to push and push to do more and more gets you burnout. Mm-hmm. And then it's not fun. Then it's not enjoyable. Yeah. And then, and really with having a smaller following, you can be very successful. So let's see. Oh, I see Lori popping on. Yeah, Janet, I agree. And that's why I've continued to remain consistent doing live videos. So this video is an extra. This is not my consistent time to do a video. But yeah, I would say if we're continuing with the tips, tip number 3, I think we're at right now, do consistent live videos. Make that be a non-negotiable in your business that you go live once a week. Is that how often you go live, Amy?
I absolutely do one time a week, but I try and do more. I try and do a couple.
Yeah.
But this past week, it's been one time. If I'm doing a big push, like when my membership was open, things like that, or if we're doing a challenge or something, then I'll go live more. But that's something that I was going to talk about. What I was going to bring out myself, because that would be my biggest tip for everyone on, growing following, is to stay somewhat consistent.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't have to be like you're just, stressing yourself out by trying to be a slave to social media. Like, you literally could be consistent, like what I was just saying, like you can go live one time on your business page, as long as your people know, hey, she's going to be live and giving some tips or information, or do whatever your audience loves, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about us doing. We're not in business because we're doing something we don't like. So obviously you're going to have passion about what you're doing. So I don't know, I'm giving off on a little rabbit trail here, but yeah, consistency. And I mean, I agree with you, Jamie, that the lives are, super important. And as we all know, it's no big secret that reels are, reels, short form videos and things like that are really big now as well. So even if you can stay consistent with that, even if it's not every day, but some sort of consistency, so that you don't just vanish if you're trying to build your relationships, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think basically we're talking about be consistent with your content, whether it's a live video, a reel. I actually attract a lot of new followers from my posts. So I mentioned my engagement made easy, and I actually have been able to invite to like my page from the reactions on posts, which are my engagement made easy posts. So any kind of content, it can attract new followers because they're being referred, they're, finding it on a public page, which your business page is public, so it can be, seen everywhere. I think one big way too is people sharing, because that is also a reaction. If they share your content, you're getting in front of new people, so some of those different ways. But being consistent with your content, I think that is really, really key. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go back to a couple of things here that I missed. Adrian says she feels like she's starting over with her community. When's the best day or time to do lives, and how long should they be? That's a great question, Adrian. I want to hear your answer, Amy.
Well, I did some research years ago when I started to go live. You know what? The thing that I found throughout the years is your community is going to get used to what you do, right? But you're going to, so they know really when I like to go live, or what kind of get in my own groove with them. So really it's ultimately up to you, but typically, statistically, early in the morning, one time in the afternoon, usually, like, I kind of think of it like when school's getting out, or even lunchtime, like around 12 or so, people eating lunch, they get a quick minute to look on their phone. And also later at night. I found that later at night, like even after supper, typically was my highest time for people showing up. And I'm not saying you got to do every single one of those times every single day. I'm just giving you some quick ideas and what I've tried myself and what I've researched. So
Yeah. And I will agree with Amy that it really is your community. So I always tell people, like, this is my best practice, but you have to test it. You have to test it with your following, the people who follow you, what they like. Maybe you have a bunch of people who are following you that work second shift. They're never going to see your live video in the evening because they're working. So you have to kind of feel out for your audience. However, I will say, back to being consistent, I think that was tip number 3 or 4. I go live at 10:30 in the morning on a Monday. That's probably not the optimum time to go live, but consistently for over 3 years now, that is the time when I've gone live. Not every single Monday. I miss a Monday here or there, have something, I'm on vacation, whatever. But I think that it is what your audience gets used to. And I actually, when I first started going live, it was so consistent. I always went live at 10:30 in the morning that people rearranged their schedules so that they could be live because they knew when it was. Not that it was the optimum time for them. They probably would have wanted to have it a different time, but because they knew when it was, then so I think it's kind of a little bit of both. You have to find out what works for your audience, but you also need to be consistent about it and let them know.
So Jamie, you said you made like a key point there, because you started off this conversation about building community, and I agree. Um, but you were talking. Oh gosh, what the heck did you just say? It's like eluding me now. Maybe
I know
I'm
Bill
not
just said
enough
a while
coffee.
ago, say that again, and I'm not even sure which it was referring to.
It's like I didn't want to jump in and say in like jump in because you might hear the weird sound and the dog barking. Um, what the heck was it? So you're talking. Oh, I know what it was. So, hey, you guys, I'm kind of a little flaky in the morning. Um, I have done that myself. So when you were talking about, people will your people that love you, the know, like, trust, right? Like we heard earlier, rearrange their schedule for you, especially if it's something, that they're, oh my gosh, I feel connected with this. I want to do. I've personally done that myself with numerous people that I follow. I'll rearrange my schedule, make sure, oh, I want to make sure I'm here because I was getting value from that in
Right.
connecting. And so I've personally done that. You know, just think about who you all follow and who you love and what helps you out and things that you're like, oh, I will, maybe not move the moon and stars for it. Maybe you would, I don't know, but it's going to kind of stay top of mind. Like, oh, I'm going to pencil that in. I don't want to miss that. And just our coffee chats are kind of a case in point too, because we're consistent with this. And it is early on a Friday morning and it's every other, but look at you're showing up, you're hanging out with us, which we love, by the way. I love hanging out with you all. So sorry about my squirrel moment.
No, that's fun. No, I think that it's true. I have, just as many people watching right now as I normally would at 10:30 on a Monday. So it's because, like you said, we're being consistent. We're having it at a regular time. And we've started adding titles to the videos that we do here and the lives to have a topic, right? So what I was mentioning about telling people, Amy and I talked about all of the different ways before we went live today about how we tell people ahead of time to create curiosity, to create interest, to, get people wanting to come and watch the video. And I think when I first started, that was one of the biggest ways to get people to show up. Because if you tell people ahead of time, they will refer people. They'll say, hey, you need to go watch this because, they'll engage more and all of those things, really all of those different tips if you tell them ahead of time. And I know I don't plan ahead sometimes. I'm consistent about going live on Monday, but I'm not necessarily consistent about, hey, come and watch and I'm going to do this. Because I don't, that's just my regular scheduled live. I'm going to show up, but maybe not necessarily have a topic. But for these, we've been trying to do a topic, and that, just will help to get new people to watch those videos a lot of times because they'll tell other people. Yeah. So I was going to mention too, have you started doing this where if you create an event, this is kind of off on the topic about, just getting people to show up. And when you say that you're going, now it will allow you to add it to your Google Calendar.
Yes, I did that.
Yeah, so I try to do that because then that will give me an alert from my calendar and I'll remember. And, when I kind of plan out my week, I can kind of see when those are and things like that.
Yes, I love that so much.
Debbie says she loves the titles and the topics. So, yeah, Adrian's talking about that she's kind of mixed up her different time. You got a new puppy? What kind? I don't think I saw that. Yeah, so it has to be 2 p.m. or in the evening. Oh, Nilda, the workshop that I'm taking. Oh, there, she's got it right there.
So that was for our coffee chat, but I do this for, other things and events that I want. So Jamie's right. And then you'll get that notification. I love how we can connect it now.
Yeah. Nilda was saying about the workshop. Nilda, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about that workshop inside of my Creative Business Owner Basics inside of CBOB. So if you're not in there, it'll probably be the second and third workshop are like on the 6th and the 8th. So it probably won't be until after that. And it probably won't be until maybe after that next week, because on June 12th, I will be doing a 6-day series, which is going to be a coaching week, a boot camp, if you will, for my Create course. So if you have ever been curious about my Create course, you saw those retreat videos, pictures, and all of that. That was an invitation from or to only my Create students that had already taken the course. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to be doing like a coaching week boot camp and introducing all of the practices in my course. So you'll get kind of like a sneak peek of some of the things that I do in that course. And that will start on June 12th. So I will do some topics about the workshop because it's really kind of made me think about a lot of different things and how to structure my business. So
That'll be awesome, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm
This day one was
excited.
really good.
Yeah, I've done a coaching week before, and I recently just started a new venture that because I was listening to my audience in what they wanted, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if you saw, but I started very recently a collaborative art gallery, and that's going to be like an ongoing thing. So we have 2 people signed up right now, so their art's on there, and I have a list, I think, of maybe 27 more artists that want to be in on it. So
that's awesome.
So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for your coaching week. I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I took your course, which is amazing, but the coaching week I'm sure is going to be great too. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done this twice and I've never really called it a coaching week. And I've just kind of introduced the practices a little bit, but I'm gonna really have some different things. So even if you've gone through the course, even if you've watched this intro series to the course beforehand, this one's going to be different. It's going to be different. So I have some great ideas.
Some stuff up your sleeve.
Even though I'm not wearing sleeves. Yeah. So, okay. More tips about growing your following, and you are welcome to put tips, in the comments there, but any other tips that we've talked about? Being consistent, referrals. I don't remember what the second tip was now, but just inviting to like from all of your different content. So creating value, content that's valuable.
And you talked about celebrating milestones, which I think that's super important as well. But yeah, we got referrals, and the consistency. Yeah, everything that you just said. I like to do once in a while. I know you've done this too, Jamie, and my people love it, and I think it's kind of cool. And somebody had mentioned that she was going to do like a giveaway or something, which is very cool too. So I like to do Happy Meal sometimes.
Yeah.
And don't go crazy and like give everything away, but if you like, for instance, like the last Happy Meal that I did. Because it's just fun.
Yeah,
and
Madeline was talking about when you did your buzz challenge.
Yeah. Awesome. But yeah, I had gotten some seeds for my flower garden, and so I got some extra packs, something like that. And
that's fun.
that you can fit into just a regular size envelope with one stamp.
Yeah.
And I did some Happy Meal and gave away a couple of those. They didn't know what they were getting, but it was a nice little spring surprise, just something to make people feel good. And so I like to give like that once in a while, and I know you do too, Jamie. So
I just sent out a huge stack of Happy Meal the other day that were thank you cards for all the speakers and people who sent contributed things for the swag for the retreat. And so I sent out the thank you card, and I actually got the sweetest video of somebody with all of their swag, thank you card stuff that I sent, and just, thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was really sweet.
Yeah, that must have made you feel good. They really appreciate that. That's great.
I bet you're going to want me to pull up this one.
There was
Wild Child.
Yeah.
That was the one that I saw. So
before I forget, before I have another squirrel moment, and there was a comment early, like probably way up there in the feed.
Okay.
And I just wanted to bring it up because I'm not sure if we touched on that yet, but someone was asking when we were talking about doing lives, in like days and things like that. Someone had asked.
Oh, yes, I see it, Jenny's.
About right there.
Yes.
I thought that was important. So what would you say to that, Jamie?
So I believe that you definitely need to go live on your page to start with. And my recommendation is to get up to 1,000 followers before you ever open up a group. and we had talked about that a little bit on the video when we did a group. If you are a business, not on your personal profile, because you cannot sell on your personal profile. It's against the terms of service. So you can create interest on your personal profile, but you cannot sell. I know that you see people do that, but I will tell you that they are at risk for getting everything pulled down.
Right.
They
Right.
are, because
And I've heard of people getting shut down for that.
It's definitely against their terms of service. Now, you can be a professional profile, but that still does not, I have not seen anywhere where it gives you the permission to be able to sell. It gives you the opportunity to have monetization on your profile. It does not give you, I haven't read anything about that, but definitely go live on your page, because then you can share that into a group. And this goes back to, kind of the groups, but definitely if you are trying to gain a following, to create and I know I say community and I think of that more as a group, but you can definitely still create community on your business page. And I did it long before I ever created, to me, my page was my community. And I created a following of people who felt like it was a community because of some of the things that I did on my page. So yeah, definitely page. Is that what you would say too?
I would say page, but see, I have inside of my membership, my members know I teach them how to set up their own art collectors group. So there's one thing that you said that I don't want my members to get confused about. You don't have to build to 1,000 before you open a collectors group. This is something different. This is something specific for your fine arts paintings, because that's how I found success myself, to make enough money to pay my mortgage and bills every single month for 3 years straight. Because I did not have 1,000. I didn't even have like 300 people, or probably even 200 on my business page when I started my collectors group way back. So that's a little difference with that. So I just wanted to, but so Jamie's talking about like trying to build your, your business as a whole. And yes, as fine artists inside of my membership, we're trying to build that business as well. So we talk about all that stuff in the membership. But in a general sense for business, I do agree, Jamie, with what you're saying. And yeah, I think it's important to do it on your business page, even though we all get frustrated and kind of bummed out, right? Because Facebook platform doesn't really like to show our posts and things to a lot of people on our business page. But with what we are talking about today and staying consistent and giving them some really good content and stuff in building that community, they will start showing up for you. So yeah, I mean,
I will say, I was getting a ton of feedback there. I will say on the business page, on Facebook, on any platform, you're only going to be seen by 1 to 2% of your following, only because people are scrolling for a limited amount of time. It has nothing to do with whether Facebook is showing it necessarily. I mean, there is some of that, but it's because I would have to scroll through all of Facebook for hours to see all of my followers, all of the people that I'm friends with. I'm just saying on my personal profile, for me to see all of their posts.
Yeah.
So the key there is to get your post at the top. And that's some of what I teach inside the Engagement Made Easy membership, is how to get your posts seen more by getting them to the top, and ways to trigger Facebook's way that they do that. So the what was the other thing that you were talking about? The I don't remember now. So
what do you like me? I guess I'm rubbing off on you my fleeting thoughts.
This is what I would say is right now it is 10:10 Eastern time on a Friday morning, and I have more people watching right now than I normally do probably just about any other time. So what are the reasons for that? And how do you get people? And that's kind of like a different, that's more along the lines of what I teach inside the Engagement Made Easier, like how do you get people to show up? But I will just say that when you offer value, people are going to show up and they'll refer people and you're being consistent. And that's a lot of how you will get new followers, because people can show up to watch your video on your public business page and not be a follower.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Very good point, Jamie. And I was not laughing at you, by the way. I was laughing at Diana's comment. Diana cracks me up all the time.
I didn't see what she said. It was probably, up there.
She's like,
she does.
She
has a good sense of humor. Yeah. Let's see. And what was the other thing that I was just about to say, as far as people watching, people showing up? It'll come back to me here, because I thought that
we really are squirrel today. You pulled up Wild Child, and then I had you go back to Ginny's, but okay, yes. So I didn't want to forget about Wild Child.
Yeah, so here's another tip that she had. Oh, this is probably what it was about. Post in other groups, sharing groups to get new eyes on your stuff. So one of the ways that I will just say that I have built up a community and a following on my business page is not on my business page. The way that I build
another trick question.
I know. The way that I build community is personal. It's me. It's Jamie Norvell showing up on personal, and that's kind of what Lois was talking about here, like being in other groups. One of the ways that I've gotten a lot of new followers is by showing up in other groups where I am interested in the topics in those groups, and I genuinely go in there and chat with people, and I offer value and I answer questions, and what happens is people are curious. They will come over to not your business page, because you're not interacting with them as your business. You're interacting as you as a person. They will come over to your personal profile, and then they will see that you have a business. And I have more people connect with me that way and start following my page and get to know me and then like me and then trust me enough to exchange money in exchange for whatever value it is, of a service or program or course or whatever that I'm membership or something that I'm offering. So I do a lot of my building on my business page from me as a person. So, and I think that that's kind of along the lines of what Lois was saying, Yeah. So, yeah. Let me see. Oh, Janet says kind of the same thing. Add value in the groups, engage, be helpful. Yeah, be encouraging. Oh my gosh. Like, I want to follow people who are encouraging and congratulating me, right? Yeah. Like, right. Who was this person that just like gave me this, high five or, whatever. So let's see. Sherry said, is it okay to post an event on your personal page? As far as talking about like gaining a following, you're not going to get the same amount of reach necessarily from an event on your personal page. And if you're asking, can you sell? Like, can it be an event where you're selling? I would say no, don't do that. Have it on your business page. Yeah. Now you can make yourself as a co-host of that event on your business page. And if you go back and look at this event has both of our business pages and us. So that would be my recommendation of how to have that show up in as many places, as possible to have it be seen by people. And that's, I think maybe we needed to do another topic about how to get people to show up where you want them to show up. So let's see. Oh, Mary says, and make it so that they can actually find your business page. Yes, and yes. So it needs to be optimized so that they can find it. And that's what Nilda was asking about. You just have to make sure that it's a link on your personal profile. So, oh, well, hey there, Wendy. I see personal page is set to friends only, but I'll have to change that to public. So, yeah, that's a whole nother topic, like right there. And I think that it sounds like we might need to do that other topic because we're getting off on, not how to get the new followers necessarily. Let's see.
I'm writing down some ideas for topics here.
Yeah. Jeannie says she lists her business page in her about section. Yeah. So that's where you would do that. So yeah, Debbie says, yes, please. Yeah. Janet says you can schedule different things. You can change the privacy setting. So yeah. Well, hopefully you got a couple of tips about how to grow a community on your business page and just about ways that you want to be genuine, you want to be authentic. And I would just finish with, I had somebody ask this about a Zoom that I'm getting on here in a little bit. She didn't want to show up as being salesy. I think that's a concern. That's a concern that a lot of us have. And I would just post it on a Post-it note or something. You are not a salesperson. You're a service person. If you show up to serve people and you believe that what you have is of value to people and you are genuinely trying to serve them and offer value, it will never come across as you being salesy, even if you post something 10 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that that's what she was worried about. Yeah.
Yep. And they do really need to see it multiple times.
They do, because they're going to miss it. We think because we're posting it, they're seeing it all those times. They aren't.
Yep.
Out of the 10 times, they're maybe seeing one of those. So, and it's a different set of people seeing all those different posts. So yeah, you're not bothering them, especially if they get value. And here's a perfect example. Debbie says, today was amazing. I'm going to have to go listen to the replay, because she was doing her paperwork and she was listening, but now she's got to write down some notes like Amy was doing. So, oh, Diana says her word this year is serve. So that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Sales. Yep. We're here to serve them. Yeah. Oh, Mary, thank you. We're glad that you showed up. So yeah. Oh, and there's Susie. Susie, I need to tell you, Susie, you need to go pull up your messages, because I have been trying to send you messages and emails, and I need to talk with you because you were supposed to be on my Zoom at 11 o'clock today. So Susie, go check your messages. So, okay. Anything else you want to finish with, Amy?
I mean, I don't know if anybody has anything, go ahead and put it in the comments, but off the top of my head, I mean, I think that we covered quite a bit. And, just kind of recapping, I mean, I think consistency and, utilizing your business page. I love the group one, bring content to, engage with others inside of other groups. I love what you said about, and I teach this in my membership as well. You got to optimize your profile, because that's the first place people are going to go to see.
It is.
Is this a real person? Are they posting about a bunch of stupid stuff? Or are they like, I try and be cautious of what I post on my profile. I want to make sure that it's what I believe in. Of course, I want to share some, fun life moments and things like that. And I do post about being an artist and painting. But it's not just all about that. It's not just all about, hey, look at me, check out my stuff. So yeah, I could go down.
That's one of the things for the 3-day retreat that I'm part of right now that I was going to go pop onto. We're talking about pillars. So
nice.
Yeah. Nice. Very good. Well, thank you guys all for showing up. And in 2 weeks, we will be on Amy's page. And it sounds like we have a couple of different topics that we could talk about then.
Yeah.
So watch out for the event that you'll see on both of our pages. And it'll have the topic of what we decide to cover in 2 weeks. So, all right.
Thank you for watching.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.